Now let me.
He was like, yeah, we don't see him DeAndre because he was.
That
Okay,
part,
I like that was cute.
that part. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Shorty Logic Podcast Ladies Night. I am one of your hosts, Miss Sugar, and I'm gonna let everybody else introduce themselves.
Well, I miss Jersey, on here fresh. No,
How y'all doing? My name is Bless. Hope y'all doing all right tonight.
All right. Nita's back in the building as a special guest. You already know you've seen the face once before. Now I'm back at it again. How y'all ladies doing tonight?
Wonderful.
doing
Lovely.
good.
I'm so glad
Yeah,
to have the
like
ladies
that.
in the building tonight, y'all. I'm amped up. I got my drink. Just so
I keep
y'all
a cup.
know.
I keep a big
Okay.
sip.
Okay.
And we
And
ain't playing.
no,
Tonight is
we're
the
not.
night.
So tonight we have a topic, and the topic is: should there be boundaries and loyalty in friends? I think this gonna be a really good topic
Yes.
because it needs to be
Hmm.
talked about when it comes down to loyalty, relationships with your friends, and boundaries being set. If you feel like boundaries should be set, so we're gonna go ahead and get into our first video.
Now let me tell you what a friend is to me. A true friend is gonna pull up where you need them to be. A true friend gonna take your picture right. A true friend will never go and tell your business cause y'all got into a petty fight. A true friend will never take an interest in your partner. A true friend gonna give you game on all the problem starters. A true friend is always valid with your kinfolk. A true friend will never mention times where you've been broke. A true friend gonna give you hype when you accomplish it. They don't only be around when life for you is hard and shit. A true friend ain't ever pressed if you been busy. They'll catch up with you later over splits and cups of Henny. A true friend will never leave you at the club. A true friend will address an issue, they ain't throwing subs. A true friend gon' support your business first. They knowin' that you started from the bottom, so they value everything you're worth. A true friend is throwing shade, ain't a true friend. A true friend gon' always keep it real, they don't pretend. A true friend don't act obsessive. A true friend always has your best interest, only time they probably act possessive.
Okay.
That's some real stuff right there.
That's the
Okay.
Very
realest
true.
I
Very
done
true.
seen.
First of all, I'm with the beat. Secondly, she was hitting the nail on the head with all of that, wasn't she?
Yes,
Yes, she
ma'am.
was. She hit
And she
every single
wasn't
topic.
playing with them either.
So how
Hey,
y'all
Peggy.
feel? What's okay? So I got a question to ask y'all. After
Okay.
watching that first video, I want to ask y'all this: why would it be offensive to a friend to have boundaries? Is that really a friend, or do you feel like a friend that is, that is upset with the boundaries that you set for yourself? Why would that be offensive?
If it's offensive to them, that means that they don't respect your boundaries. And if they don't respect your boundaries, then they don't respect you. And if they don't respect you, then obviously they're not a real friend.
True. Very true.
Right. And I also
Absolutely.
feel like everybody should have boundaries, whether it's with their friends, with their family, with their kids. Everybody deserves to have a boundary
Yep.
set
Right.
because people will walk all over you, and not even knowingly doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
um, the situation I'm going through. You see what I'm saying? I shouldn't have to feel the way I feel when I'm trying to set a boundary. Like, this is what's going to have to happen is for you to be able to be around me because at some point I have to worry about myself also. And
Mm-hmm.
that goes back to mental health and everything. Like, in order for us to be able to move forward as a friend, there has to be some kind of boundary because you got to understand where I'm coming from in the situation. In any situation, you supposed to respect that as a friend if you are a true friend. Because we have people out here that act like they're your friend and they're not.
Right.
That's true.
Be the
That's
first
very
one
true.
to talk about you. Soon you doing bad. Soon anything goes down, you're in their mouth.
Yep. Your business and everything.
Yeah, but with smile on your face, like what Dutton said.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because I
If
feel
you
like
can't,
anything you
yeah,
say behind me, you should definitely be able to say to me. At least say it to
For
me first.
sure. For sure.
right, right, Peggy, you right. Everything and everyone has boundaries, right? In
So,
any kind of ship,
mm,
because ships can't go sail anywhere they want to because they got boundaries. You know what I'm saying?
I agree
So,
when Peggy said everything has boundaries, but I don't agree with everyone has boundaries because some people do not have boundaries in
mm,
friendships, in
some
relationships, and
people
things
will
like that.
let people walk right over 'em.
Right.
Yep.
Some people will absolutely let you just run a bulldozer over them. And then some people will
Hmm.
try to run a bulldozer over you. Sometimes you can give
Exactly.
somebody so much energy and so much time and so much loyalty that they take advantage of it, even if they don't understand they're taking advantage of it, because they get so accustomed and used to doing it.
They get
Yeah,
comfortable.
Very comfortable.
yeah.
So I can't say everybody has boundaries. Now,
I mean,
everybody might
some
have
people
boundaries
have to
when it
learn them
benefits
too.
them.
Yeah,
Some people have
some people
boundaries
have
when
to
it
learn
benefits
boundaries.
them. Right. Some people have to learn boundaries.
The,
So,
the, the, depending on like what kind of like you like. I'm just gonna keep it real. I ain't never wanted to share my best friend. But let me tell you something. I had to teach myself that it's okay for us to have other friends. You know what I'm
hmm
saying? Like, so I don't call her to tell her everything that's going on because she may be overloaded from her other friends. You see what
hmm
I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
I do make sure I bring it up when we're talking on the phone. But
right,
you don't. That's a boundary because I don't need you to feel overwhelmed because you may have something going on, or your friend might, one of your friends might have something going on, and that could be a lot for a person. So I had to learn boundaries. I learned them. I didn't know nothing about boundaries because, honey,
right.
you already know how I was. But that means
Peggy
so.
And
said, but that
then
means those are their boundaries. But what I'm saying is sometimes people don't know boundaries until they learn boundaries. Sometimes
Yeah.
people, if they don't know, if they don't understand that you even have boundaries, if they have
Hmm.
never had boundaries for themselves, like if they have never had, they just so open, are they just so used to unleashing shit on somebody that they don't even
Yeah.
realize that they need to set boundaries sometimes. Like, I need to back up.
Hmm.
Those are the things that Desiree said she had to learn with us because we did. We had to learn how to do that with each other because I remember when we was younger, we was because we were so tight and just like we have made it this far, we were so tight that we was together every day, all day long. And then as we
Hmm.
and we started our friends as young, being young. So as we
Yeah.
progress, we got older, and then boys get involved, and all this stuff, you know. And then you're like, I want to spend more time with him
You're
than
right.
her, and you know,
Yeah.
it's a progression as you proceed to
You
get a
have
little
you have
older.
to learn. Like if you don't know it, I mean, I don't think people are born to know. Hey, this is a boundary.
Right.
But as we get older, we have to learn it. I don't, some people
Hmm.
probably have it in their mindset like, hey, this is something I'm not going to step over. You know,
Hmm.
like Miss Sugar said, I remember one time, I don't even know what happened, but I'm just all emotional. I done walked off. We done got into it. She's like, Desiree, I'm like, I was just like, oh my God. So the next day, she comes over now. This is how I know it was. I overstepped my damn boundaries. Because instead of walking through the yard, because that's how we used to get to each other's house, just walk through the yard. She was at the bottom of the steps, so she don't walk all the way down the steps to walk up my steps. But as soon as we seen each other, it was just we already knew what it was, and we just started crying.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but that was something that I had to learn because that was us growing up, and then us starting to like boys and being around
Hmm.
boys, and so
And some people
when
never
she
learn
was
it.
in
Some
a
people never learn
relationship,
it.
I had to learn boundaries. Like, hey, this is her relationship now. If she wants my opinion or she needs feedback, then that's something that I'm here to say,
Right.
but you
Right.
can't even really have feedback not unless you're around both people because you don't know what's going on behind closed doors.
You're absolutely
But
correct there.
we always told each other everything anyway. So.
What you think, Miss Bless?
I have a little, I definitely agree with some of the things you all saying, but what I'm going to say is this right here. I was reading up and kind of doing a little research on this, and this is what I came up with, and I totally agree with this right here, and I'm going to read this to you all.
Okay.
It says, loyalties and sisterhood should absolutely have boundaries, and this is why. As healthy relationships, even with a close sisterhood, require respecting individuals' needs and not allowing loyalty to become blindly supportive or harmful to oneself or others. It's important to be
Mhm.
supportive while also maintaining personal integrity and the ability to disagree and offer constructive criticism when necessary. I agree with that. And this
Yep.
is why I feel like sometimes even in a quote unquote healthy sisterhood, you have to give each other mutual support. We are so quick to always
Yes.
want to lean on one, but when we need that person,
Mhm.
are they always there for us? And that's a big thing.
Exactly.
So,
Yes.
with that being said, I feel like some of us we become codependent on the
Yes.
other person, and
Yeah.
Yes.
that's where it becomes unhealthy. So if
Hmm.
everything you do, you want me there for you first, and you want me front and center, you want me to be here for this, here for that, birthdays, holidays, but then if I need you, it's, oh, I can't do this because, or somebody else
Right.
want me to do that because, okay, so you're not there for me.
Oh,
Is this the sisterhood? What
definitely
is this?
agree.
This is one-sided.
Right.
Mhm.
And that is
And I
not
definitely
healthy. That's
agree
not
with you.
good for a friendship at all.
Definitely.
It's not.
At all.
Because
No.
I've always been that friend, and Ebony will tell you, even like we haven't hung for years. But the good thing about real friendship is you don't hang together.
I think we lost her for a minute, but she'll
I'm
come back.
sorry, can y'all
Back
hear me?
on. Yeah.
And you went away.
Somebody might be calling the phone. But yeah, I agree with all of that. And you
Mm-hmm.
so right when you say our friends, you know, sometimes you got friends that are very codependent on you. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna tell you, for me, I feel like when you have a friend that
Uh,
is like that,
I'll be right back.
okay, when you have a friend that is like that, that's why I said sometimes they don't even understand the gravity of the friendship. Like they have always been able to be that same person for so long that they
Mm-hmm.
haven't had a friend to come in and teach them new habits or
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
question, you know, where their space and place with you, or have a conversation about, well, this is what I need and this is what, you know, because you can have some friends like, I'm gonna tell you what drives me crazy. What drives me crazy is to have a friend that you're always 9 times 10, everything's always about them. And then the moment you have one thing that you may need to talk about or you start a conversation on, and they cut you off.
Yes.
And it's like never comes back to what you was talking about. Never
Exactly.
comes,
Mm-hmm.
that
Yes.
is disturbing when someone is that codependent that they can't even see that blockage right there with their own friend. This is the
Mm-hmm.
person you
Mm-hmm.
lean on when you need somebody to lean on. This is the person you're gonna vent to, this person you're gonna cry to, this person you're gonna do all this, and you can't give me one moment to at least rest
Exactly.
or get off what I gotta say before you start
Exactly.
on that that's a problem. That's a problem right there for me. I'm just like, because some women have a tendency to, and I've said this before, some women have a tendency to put their friends in spaces where their men should be.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
it's like where your man should play a role at, if you had one, that's where he need to be. So if you don't have one, that space needs to be open for that man. But I'm not your
Mm-hmm.
man. I'm your
Right.
friend. It's the difference.
For sure.
So,
Mm-hmm.
and
And I agree.
you answered my question I was going to ask, do you think boundaries is healthy for friendships? And so you answered that with what you wrote, because that's absolutely true. But
Mm-hmm.
it can be very healthy because you could be teaching them something they never knew about themselves. So
Exactly.
it could be extremely healthy. We're
I
gonna go
got
ahead and do
something
the
to
second video.
I got something to say real quick
Oh, go ahead,
that
Nita.
you spoke on earlier. Whether or not that everybody realize it, everybody kind of already have boundaries
Because you've been
because it's
sharing.
right because it's stuff that a human being itself. It don't matter if it's a child, a teenager, an adult, an old person. It doesn't matter. Even a dog, it's stuff that you're not gonna do. So
Mm-hmm.
that itself is a boundary. But when it comes down to it, you just got to learn how to set your own boundaries and understand that people
Mm-hmm.
have boundaries. Other people have their own boundaries and their own aspects to what they think about their boundaries and how they should abide by them. And so it's all about, the person just respecting those boundaries,
Yeah.
respecting other people's boundaries, just like you want other people to respect yours.
Yeah, because everybody
Exactly.
has their
Yeah.
own life experiences and their perspectives and their own boundaries. We all come
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
from different places and
Yeah.
we've been through different
And
things. So what might be a boundary for me may not be one for
Be a
you.
boundary for you,
Yep.
right?
exactly. Everybody has their own opinions on, well, the way they handle what goes on. But I'm sorry that someone was calling in. But what I was trying to say before I got off was I get like I get where the boundaries need to be. Like even with everything that I'm going through, I'm always that person that you can call. You can if you need me, I'm there. You know what I'm saying? And some
Mm-hmm.
people don't realize, hey, she's going through enough right now. So how about I give her a break and don't throw my problems on her too.
Yeah.
You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? And I think that's where it gets unhealthy because as soon as certain people call, I'm looking like I don't want to even answer the phone. But
Yeah,
I
I've been
mean
like
I
that.
still do. I still answer the phone. But
I
it's
don't.
like let me get mentally back together. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't care what I'm going through. If you need me, I'm there. That's what kind of
Right.
friend I am. But
Mm-hmm.
give me some kind of mental break, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. You know.
Right.
And speaking on that too, I know we're about to go to the other video. And that's what I love about my best friend. And I'm not gonna lie, it's certain boundaries that me and her got to work on ourselves because
Yeah.
our lives have changed over the years. Me and her, we've been friends since elementary school. So,
Yeah.
our lives
Mm-hmm.
definitely have changed over the
Changed a
years.
lot. Yes.
And one thing I can say, we do respect each other boundaries now. We can go days without talking, but after the couple of weeks now, be like, all right, now what's going on? We hit each other up, just checking on each other, see how each other
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah.
I lie to you not. I can call her right now because she know I'm a texter. I'm not really a caller, but I lie to you not. Long as I know this chick, anytime I call, it don't matter what time it is. If she sleep and when she wake up, she calling back. She
Mm-hmm.
answer that phone because she know if I'm
Mhm.
calling something wrong because I'm the type of person I hold stuff in. So if I'm calling, oh, something is wrong. Something is
Hmm.
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's definitely been that person to
You're
be
right.
there.
Yeah.
And that's a blessing to have a friend like that.
You're right.
Like
Yeah.
I'm grateful for the friendships, the long term friendships that I've had because I get them and they understand me. And like you said, when you start out young like that, everybody is growing through life. You are processing, you are growing, you changing, you're learning things about yourself, you're
Mhm.
learning things what you like and what you don't like. All these things is going on as you progress to get older and older and you're maturing. So yeah, when you can have a friend for that long time and y'all grow together, even if it's not in the same spaces, y'all still
Yeah.
grow together. That's huge. But we're gonna go ahead and go to the next video because we got a lot to go, a lot of videos, y'all.
Okay.
So the
What
next
do you do when somebody is consistently breaching your boundaries or at least pushing up against your boundaries? It's important to understand two things. First, anybody that consistently pushes up against your boundaries or crosses your boundaries is not an emotionally healthy person. Once you've clearly articulated them, emotionally healthy people don't push up against your boundaries, and they certainly don't make you feel bad for maintaining your wants and your needs. Second, having understood that this person is not emotionally healthy, also recognize that there are probably manipulative tactics going on as well. Typically, they'll try to entice you into a jade cycle. What's a jade cycle? Glad you asked. A jade cycle is when somebody does whatever they can to push you to justify, argue, defend, or explain. You already know this person has a pattern or a habit of trying to pull you in directions that you don't want to go. So one of the easiest buttons for them to push in order to breach your boundary is to get you to jade. To combat the jade cycle, so you're not justifying, arguing, defending, or explaining, try this. I'm not interested in having this conversation this way. I gave you my answer, and that's the best I can give you at this time. And then move along from that person as quickly as you can. Here's the thing to remember. If your boundaries are met with battles, you're dealing with an enemy. And I don't care if they have on a friendly uniform.
Makes sense to
Hello.
me. Makes sense to me.
Period.
And who
That's
was that? The
right.
Tink was that Tink that said just because they in your car don't mean they riding with you?
yes,
Mm.
Riding for you. Yeah, for sure.
I think
That's the truth.
people are afraid. I think when you get comfortable in certain friendships, even at the time, if you don't realize that they're not really a friendship, people get comfortable with the people that they have. And so
For
when they
sure.
get comfortable and complacent with the person that they have, they're afraid to shed them. But when you come in the house at the end of your day and you're exhausted, what do? Strip. You
You
shred your
shedding
clothes.
clothes. Right.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
we have to get comfortable with a little bit of being uncomfortable when it comes down to
Mhm.
how you have people in your life and the people you exit out your life as friends,
Exactly.
in relationships and stuff like that. And stand on business. Like, you know, we the ones that carry the burden. When you're the good friend, you're the one that carry the burden of, damn, I let them go, but I wasn't trying to
Mhm.
be hurtful and I said, then you
Mhm.
start playing on your psyche
Yeah.
Yep.
about you
Mhm.
Yeah.
letting them go when you already knew, when you still know that even if you go back to this person and be friends with them again, you're gonna get the same cycle
Same
of BS.
thing. Yep.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Exactly.
So,
That's like just seeing dog shit and then you done accidentally stepped in it, but then you don't walk right back through it. It ain't an accident then
Yeah.
right.
because you was
Right.
aware it was there. You know.
That's why it's very healthy to promote healthy communication. Healthy.
Yep.
Exactly.
And
And if
Because
A
you
you
positive
feel like
conversation.
energy.
it's gonna be a argument or a problem, say, "Hey, I'll talk to you later," or whatever. As soon as you can, because that also goes with feeling somebody's energy. When you're
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
speaking with somebody, I don't care if it's FaceTime over the phone, you can feel that energy through that
Right.
Absolutely.
conversation. And
Absolutely.
then that's when you say, "Hey, I'll call you back later. I'll call you tomorrow," because that's not healthy. I mean, I thank God that I believe that is the only disagreement, not an argument that me and Ebony had, and even with the rest of my friends, I don't we don't fall out.
Mm-hmm.
Now we got to go and reset. We'll talk when it's time to talk, but
Yeah.
the art that's not a friendship if you have to argue, if you
Right.
Right.
have to fight.
Right.
I know people that say I done fought my all my friends at least once. Well, if you ever try to fight me, let you know that's gonna be your first and your last time, because I don't need a friend that needs to
Amen.
fight me. Because
I
now
don't know now.
you trying to figure out where the dominance is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know
Because
now,
that's
Miss
how I
Jazzy.
feel.
It depends. It depends on what the argument is about. Because one of my boundaries, I guess, because I'm so friendly, I don't know. If the argument, because people, like I said at the beginning, everybody is different. Everybody has their own opinions about stuff. If you're not going to agree about the same thing, so of course there's going to be an argument here and there. So if it's something like petty that y'all arguing about, like I'm the type of person where I will try to make amends, especially if we kind of cool, we cool or whatever. If we can get past it, we can get past it. But if I see that the energy is still negative, then no, that's when I just cut it off. I just, won't deal with you no more. But if it's just something crazy off gate, no.
You said
if it's just something crazy off gate, I just straight up cut you off. Like,
right, but I'm saying it should never get to a physical.
Nah, it should never
oh no, if it get physical, no.
Like, you can have disagreements, but a plain out bitch, this, because when you start arguing, you start saying things that you really don't feel. If it gets to that point, but I have somebody.
Right. Hold on now.
But
hold on now.
I know people that I'm telling you done told me, oh, I done fought all my friends more at least one time.
That's crazy as hell.
Ain't no way we gonna be friends after we fight. Cause now
Girl, I heard it before too.
The hell?
That's crazy.
We ain't gonna be friends after that.
But no.
Because it ain't a friend to me. My friend, let me tell you something. You know me. I don't mind telling nothing because
we gotta make it
none
short
of my
because we got a
business.
lot more videos to go
Yeah,
to. Go ahead.
me and Nikki get into it one night. She didn't even get into it with me. I was getting into it with her because I was drunk. I done walked over her. Anyway, long story short, the only thing she did was shut her door. I walked back pissed off back to my house, drunk it, and then had to realize the next day, hey, I was the problem. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it never, ever, I don't care if we have a disagreement with any of my friends, I've never got physical with them.
Well, for
It
me,
should never go to that.
two of my
Now, that's
brand
my
boundaries
boundary.
about what we're talking on. First of all, if it gets physical, boundary number one, straight cut off after I beat your ass. Excuse my language.
Yeah.
And then my second boundary, now, depending on the argument, I will cut you off. Because it has been a situation like that before. Certain things are off limits, and when you're fussing, shouldn't nothing be brought up about nothing y'all discuss. Shouldn't nobody kids be brought up.
Right.
Exactly.
Now that has happened to me before, and I still want to kind of get up, but it's been so long ago. But stuff like that, I mean, that's definitely crossing the boundary. That is definitely crossing the boundary. No,
Yeah,
stuff like that.
Below the belt, anytime you hit below the belt with somebody that you get to point of physicality, you get to the point of speaking out things that y'all have talked about in private, things like that. When you start doing things like that, it's an eye opener because we invest time in the people and people invest time in us. And so with that being said, understanding that when they start, you start seeing their characteristics come out in that manner, it's very offensive and it's hurtful because you're like, okay, so I've invested a year, 2 year, whatever into this person, and then this is a side that I haven't seen because sometimes people give you their representative, and sometimes you can take time to find out who they truly are. But when you do, it's cutoff season. It's cutoff season. For me, it's cutoff season.
If men can do it, women can do it too.
Yeah, because that means you don't lost trust in everything. If you don't lost trust in me and everything, let me tell you something. If we remain friends, that means I have to retrust you. I have to learn you all over again. And so me learning you all over again in this new space, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even want it. I don't even want it. So that's why I have to leave it where it is right there. Because I'll never look at you the same.
It'll be a high buy.
Yeah, I'm not gonna give you the respect.
It'll be a high buy.
It ain't gonna be no high and by. It'll be
it is if you walk. No, it depends. But
I'll
it's
look
gonna
at
be
you
a high
like
buy. It's gonna be a high buy.
neck jerk
Because
on
you
you.
never run up on me again.
That's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be scare you down in a neck jerk. That's what it's gonna be.
If you run up on me again, you gonna know why I walk around with a can good in a sock because you gonna be one of them.
Oh Lord. She done took it to the
Man, good
prison
in the
days.
South. I
God
don't put
dang.
rocks in there. Y'all know where I come from.
Okay, penitentiary. Okay, let's go ahead and go to our next video.
Let me look at y'all. That's not your friend. She don't like you. She's jealous of you. She wants your life. She hates how your light shines and everybody loves you and you're a magnet and people are drawn to you. Why do you still have so much faith? Why do you still have so much hope? They don't love themselves. How can they love you? They don't take care of themselves. How can they take care of you? That's not your friend. You around me talking shit about everybody else. You talking shit about me when I'm not around. They're using you to walk through doors that you have walked through and opened with your gift and your anointing that they could have never opened up because they don't have a pure heart. You're not going to make me look like the villain when all I did was build you up and be there for you and give. Well, I didn't ask for it, but you took it. My homeboy gave me this analogy. You cannot love a cancer patient to health. You have to take them to the doctor. If you want that veil taken off, ask God. He'll show you. I don't know who I'm talking to, but that's not your friend.
That is the truth, baby. That's why I be feeling people out. That's why I only have a couple of friends. It probably take you about, if I know you good and we've been talking or whatever, it's going to take you at least about 1.5 years before I call you my friend. I still got to feel you out. And if I see why that 1.5 years or however so, and I see that you be talking about other people and come back and telling me folks' business, do you really think I'm gonna call you my friend? No. If you funny here and there, I might, talk to you. Or we got to work together. Yeah, I might talk to you at work, to make the night go by, but I'm not gonna call you my friend.
Right.
We can be cool. We can share laughs and everything together. But as far as me, it takes a lot for me to say you're my friend. Other than that, I have a lot of associates. Yes, I have a lot of associates. I don't have a lot of friends. Because
I got 2 friends now.
It comes with, and I'll be honest, as my friend, it comes with a lot of freaking responsibility when it comes to being my friend. Because I am that friend. I exude that Virgo energy. I have days where I want to be bothered, days I don't want to be bothered. I said this on the podcast on Monday. I have days I want to be bothered, days I don't want to be bothered. If you can respect that about me, hey, we on a good start.
That's why my friend is my friend.
Right. I can listen to you about your problems and everything else. What I can't do repetitiveness. I can't hear the same shit over and over again
every day.
That bothers me. If you can learn these things about me and understand and be okay with that, we're gonna get along just fine. But I am a person who sit back, I analyze, I observe, I wait cautiously. I'm gonna learn you before you learn me. Because I need to know I'm gonna listen to every word that comes off your tongue, baby. And you're gonna be sitting there thinking, like, is she even paying attention? I'm here. Because I'm learning you. I like to learn people, especially people that I don't consider to be my friend or I'm in a relationship with.
Yeah.
Like I make it my duty. And if I do that, and if I take the time to do that, that is me giving you genuine love. Seriously.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't know how to receive that. And a lot of people don't understand that when it comes to me saying that. But I am, because I'm allowing you to come into my space. And I'm giving you my time and attention, or my listening ear. I do that because I'm loyal by default. I love and I'm loyal like a mother. I am. So with that being said, if I give you the opportunity to come to the door and just to even talk to me and I'm paying attention to you, I'm already showing you more love than you'll ever know.
Because Virgo shit.
Yeah, straight up.
That's just how we are.
That's just how we are.
And you're supposed to learn your friends.
Yeah.
So Miss Sugar, you already know how it is when it comes to friendship and loyalty.
Yeah.
I don't know why Virgo is so big on that. I think we bigger on that than anybody, but it's like a stab in the back. Like when somebody do something, especially when you let somebody in, when it's hard to let somebody in and then you let them in and then they sit there and just do something. That's why it's just,
we love to see the people that we care about elevate. Absolutely. Even if it ain't us, we love to see the people that we love elevate. It's almost like it's our duty, our job, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. When we in tune with you, we feel like that's almost like our job to make sure you're gonna make it. Even if I don't, I want the best for you. So because I want the best for you, I'm gonna help you elevate as much as I can. God gave me that blessing to do for you.
And then when they get there, we be so happy like it's us.
Exactly.
Just happy to see them win.
Exactly. And who wouldn't want somebody in their corner like that want to see you elevate. Even if you ain't got it in yourself, I'm gonna put it in you because you
That's
my
right.
friend.
That's right.
Yeah, but see, that
The
goes back to
sad
the
thing
other
is a lot of people that
podcast,
don't.
Yeah,
right?
you're right.
But that's
Honey,
what we were
be
said
similar.
in the other podcast that we was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Like you supposed to learn, even in no any relationship, any ship, you supposed to learn that other person
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
before say, hey, before I say you my boyfriend, before I say you my friend, or even now, like family's different because especially when you're a close knit family like mine. You know what I'm saying? We grew up together, and some of them I don't deal with
Right.
because I had to. It was just everything over and over the same thing. I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? But you have to learn people because, like, if I don't hear something from one of my friends after a couple of days, hey, I'm gonna reach out. How you doing? What you doing? What's up? You know what you know whatever because and that's not even to all friends. It's because I know some of my friends may have depression or different
Yeah.
things going on in their life. You have to still check on them to make sure that
True.
their mental is right. If I hit you and say, "How you doing mentally?" That's because I learned you enough to know, hey, I got to check in on them because I done had a lot of associates, not really friends, done killed themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And we done had me and Ebony done had a friend that killed himself. You know what I'm saying? So reach out, to your friends.
Yeah.
Sometimes they need it, especially if you know for them to call you or text you to make sure you're okay. And and some people ask you if you're okay and they're not even okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
That
saying? That's
kind of
just
go
one of
on to
them.
what Miss Sugar had said earlier about these teenagers and the boundaries.
Yeah.
To speak on something recent that happened to me, man, my mind was so gone. Make a long story short, my sister, my little sister, here we go talking
Yeah.
about her again. All
That's
right,
okay.
here go little Miss Diamond.
That's
All right,
okay.
first show, she been talking to this little boy or whatever. And for the last past couple of months, they've been skipping third and fourth period and
Oh
not
shit.
coming home from school.
Oh shit. She's in that phase.
Man.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So
Hmm.
the other day, Monday, I just so happened to go to Easton, and I usually be in and out, but something just told me to stay a little bit longer because I was going to surprise her and do her hair for her. She didn't come home off the bus, and I was like, "Mommy, did Diamond have a after school program or something?" So here we go, looking around for Diamond. 7 o'clock came, she wasn't there. So I was like, okay, maybe she pulled a little stunt that she did last time. She'll be home before 9. I come back home 2 hours later. I called my mom once I got in the house. This is around about 9:30. Still not there. So I start to get a little worried a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, what's going on? I'm not gonna think crazy. I watch too much Law and Order. It's too much stuff going on in the world. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
think crazy. Midnight,
Oh no.
Oh
still
Lord.
not there.
Oh no.
So you can imagine all the stuff that was going on in my mind. I'm like, oh my God, what this little boy done something to her. I'm just thinking a lot. I'm like, what if both of them are missing? Something's wrong with them. His mama worried about him too.
Mm-hmm.
Everything we done called the police, all of that.
That's
5 o'clock
scary.
in the morning, still not there.
What?
I know you lying.
I'm not
5 o'clock.
lying. Still not there. So by
What?
that time, so that's why I was embarrassed. Because I was like, do I need to reach out to people on Facebook? Because I know like how the police work, from watching
Yeah.
Law and Order and then going to school for it. It's got to be at least,
20.
48 hours before they actually go out and do something. And that's a little bit too long if
Mm-hmm.
something is
Yeah.
wrong.
Mm.
So here
Well,
I
unless they
go
under a
on
certain
Facebook.
age. Unless they under a certain age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she's 16, about to be
Mm.
17. So
Mm.
they're going to look at it like, she's just out with a boyfriend, which she
Exactly.
was. But
Mm-hmm.
long story short, 9 o'clock, here we go calling the school. Not at school. Still not home. Finally heard from her about 12 o'clock in the afternoon.
Mm.
Her and the little boy were together. They slept in an abandoned house because neither one of them had no money. So you telling me y'all broke in a abandoned house and that's where y'all was at all night?
Oh, he got her
But
nose
why?
ring.
When any other time you walked home, both of y'all walked to the house. So what was the difference that night y'all had to sleep in the abandoned house? That's what we go about boundaries. For one, you was 16 years old. You was not allowed to be doing nothing like that. For two, what about everybody blood pressure? What if mommy would have had a heart attack?
They ain't want to think about that though. They didn't care
Yeah,
to think
because
about
kids
that.
don't
Right.
think about that at a certain
What
age.
if somebody were all high up and came in at the abandoned house y'all was in and did something?
That part. That's what I was
So,
just thinking.
so I
Damn.
got a question. I got a question for you. So after this situation occurred, now what I want to ask you is, what was the consequences?
That part.
Because the
All I can
consequences
say is it's not my
what's going to
child, but if
matter,
it was, it would be different consequences.
and
And you said that's your
that's
sister?
gonna make the
Yeah.
difference. That's
I'd
gonna
have
make the
beat
difference
that ass.
because hell yeah. Because if the consequences, if you don't have severe consequences for that, then that means that it's gonna leave the door open for it to happen again.
And that's
Again.
why this
Exactly.
happened again. Because
Yeah,
it's not severe consequences.
Let
yeah.
me tell you
See,
something.
when my daughter did it,
Hold
my
on,
daughter
Desiree.
was
Hold
down.
on, Desiree. Hold on. Let Miss Bless say what she was going to
My
say. Hold
mother
on.
wouldn't have had to do nothing. I'm sorry, but I'd have dog walked her ass. I'm sorry for my mama. Because if you don't, you could have been dead. You could have been laid anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Anything could have happened to you. And then
Mm-hmm.
you had the audacity to come in the next evening.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
see, and then there I
You'd have
go
had
with
to
the
come in
boundaries. I be putting too much respect on other people's boundaries, I guess. Because that's the fact that that's my sister. I don't want my mama to be mad at me or none of that. But she need her ass, excuse my language, but she need her
Yeah.
ass kicked. She
Mama
need
been
her
mad
ass
at
kicked.
This
Everything
is
need to be
one
Mama
taken
been
time
away
mad.
from
mama
her. Her
gonna
birthday
chew
coming
my
up next week.
ass
She
out.
don't need shit for her birthday. She don't need shit for
None of
Christmas.
that. Let me tell
Nothing.
you something, little sister Diamond. This is one time that if I was your sister, that I would take the consequences of what my mama gonna say to me
Say it
about what
again.
I'm gonna do to you.
Baby, mama been mad at
Because
me. I'd beat that
because
ass.
what I'm gonna
I,
do to
I want to
you,
say, I
what
want to
I'm gonna
say
do to you
this.
is what mama should have did to you. I'm gonna tear your ass
I
up,
swear to the
baby.
Lord.
You
I'm
ain't
gonna
gonna
say this.
never in your life
My
want to
daughter
step out
did it.
with another man.
My daughter
That's
Jesus.
what
was
I'm doing
gone
with
for a
you.
whole week. I went on Facebook. I put up pictures. I rode around the
Yep.
places
She
I
would do the
knew.
same thing
She
That
was
with
gone
her
for a
let me
week.
daughter.
tell you something. She was
With
gone
her
for a week.
daughter.
Let me tell you something. When she got to that door, beat up. I don't care nothing about none of that. Call the police again. Call them, and that's what she had to do. Cause I drug her ass all up and through there. That
Mm-hmm.
for one, you would never scare me like that.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I watch too much TV.
Right.
Watch the news I post to.
Right.
Right.
And I shouldn't have to do that. And I'm in a city that I don't know nothing about like that. Like I
Especially in
know what.
Atlanta.
You in
In
Atlanta,
Atlanta.
Come on,
right?
come
Mm.
on now. Don't
It's too
play
much
with me.
human trafficking going on.
Let me
Right?
show you.
Human
Let me show
trafficking,
you what
murder,
I'm gonna do.
everything.
That
Yes.
They
part.
Exactly.
always
Let
on
me
first
show you what
48.
I'm gonna do. I'm about to beat you up, little girl.
You
Yep.
got to.
Cause
You
you
got to make
showed
one.
it that was the scariest thing
A
I think
week?
I've ever went through, other
Yeah.
than my son when he got sick,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where they was in the bando. So that part was that serious that you couldn't at least call and say, "Hey, ma, I don't care." You could have called it live. Hey, I'm on my friend's house. What I'm saying, anything.
Something.
No
Yeah.
Just check
call,
in.
no show. Honey,
Yeah.
I'm like school. Three
Yeah.
absences and you suspended, and that's what her job was that day.
Mm-mm.
All suspended. Don't play
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
with me.
Mm-mm. She'd have had to go
I
through
bet
every
I
territory
promise you,
she had to wait
she
through.
never tried it again.
Yeah.
I know that's
I
right.
know that's
Every
right.
territory.
Okay, we get off topic. Let's go to the next subject. I mean, next
I'm
video.
sorry, I just had to say that. And little
Yeah.
Diamond, let me tell you something. As a friend, I whoop your and let your mama be mad at me
Straight
because
up.
that's something we will not do again.
I'm
Sorry.
telling you. I'm telling you. All right, next video.
You
Let's
cut me
go.
off because I was no longer that person that you can rely on and constantly bring all of your trauma to me. I didn't want to be that emotional cushion anymore. That was the boundaries that I set. So I stopped taking those phone calls at 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I stopped listening to the same problems you were having with the same guy because you wanted to complain and vent, but there was no actual actions within you. And it was kind of pulling me in and sucking me in sometime. So there were moments where I realized I was a bad friend. And there were moments where I realized I was more of the friend. And I didn't need to be in that.
Hmm. Yeah.
That's some real
Hmm.
stuff too.
Heck
And,
yeah.
and that's how it is. And that's
Yeah.
sad that I don't know, genuine friendship is crazy. And everything that people go through, it does suck us in. You know, not saying no particular names, but I done had a friend that dealt with the hell I know I done got on Ebony's nice about Tony like for 20 some years. But I had a particular friend that did the same thing. I'm talking about who called me, I'm riding the die. I'm one of
Devontae said
them.
real true friendship is rare today, and it truly
It
is.
is
That's
very,
why I
very.
cherish mine. That's
Yeah.
why I
Yeah.
cherish
You got
mine.
I think you cherish, when you got friends, real friends, I think the older you get, the more you learn to cherish it so much more than when you did when you was younger.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, sure.
when you get older, you start realizing that sometimes, even in a friendship, you could be in a competition, don't even realize you're in a competition because people competing with you when you didn't even know you was
Didn't you
comparing
know
to.
I was in
Yeah.
the race?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and that's insane. But you do feel it. Like don't if you're in a friendship and you question it, do not second and third question it because that
Yeah.
intuition, that feeling you have that first time, that moment that situation happened to you, whatever it is in that friendship, you're right.
Hmm.
What you
Yeah, for sure.
feeling is right.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
don't
Yeah.
go questioning it over and over again when you got that gut feeling and you knew that what you felt and how that person made you feel was right. So
Mm-hmm.
you
Right.
know to let it go or whatever you need to do
Exactly.
to release that
Right.
because you have friendships where people come in, they try to steal your energy, they try to be like you, they try to steal your vibe, and that's. But let me tell you something, because for me, I said I'm dope in real life.
Right.
I'm
In
dope in
real
real
life.
life. And so with knowing that and understanding that, there's no way you could imitate me. Just
I know
straight out
that's
the
Ever.
right.
gate. The love, the loyalty, the respect that I'm gonna give you, how I'm gonna treat you and everything. There's no way you can imitate me.
Right.
Never.
It's only
Right.
one me. And everybody exudes something from them. And that's why they wanted to be your friend in the first place.
Right.
So if
Hmm.
you ever get that feeling about somebody, do not second question yourself. Don't do it a
Right.
second and third time.
Because even when you are going through something, and then I'm saying this because I've peeped it, like even at my lowest point, you always have that one that is still competing with you, and that's not even just on a friendship level. I done seen family do that.
You took it
Yep.
right out my mouth.
Yes,
Like
baby.
they will
Yes.
see
I
you
learned that
doing
the hard
bad
way.
and will still be like, "Oh my God, what can I do?" You know what I'm saying? They will still try to be like you, but
Mhm.
try to take your identity. Now we're dealing with pride.
Yeah.
You're gonna
I
take
learned
my
that the hard
identity
way.
because I'm down bad right now, but you could never be me
Yeah.
ever. You can
Nope.
still you can act like Desiree a whole day, but one thing you can't be is me
Yep.
because God gave me the heart that He gave me.
He gave you the
Because
spirit he
I
gave
I
you.
don't care what I'm going through in life, I'm still going to have faith. I'm still going to be happy every day. I'm not going to wake up and take myself to that depression stage because when you start on that depression stage, you're going to keep going,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
people will be like, oh, how can I be like, how can I be like her? Some of us are made strong. Some of us have to learn how to be strong.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So we are not the same. Ain't never
Nope.
gonna be the same.
No,
No.
we are not. We
But
are
the
not.
people that's trying to be like you is the ones that hate you the most. That's what don't make
Yeah,
no
that's
sense.
what I'm
I
They
saying.
can't
So
swear,
much
stand
and it's
you,
so
competition.
they
sad.
want to be you. It's sick.
Yeah.
How can you have like it's so weird to me, and I do not like to use the word weird because I feel like nobody should be considered weird, but it is weird. It is a weird behavior
It
to
is.
make yourself become a competitor to somebody who's not even trying to compare to you. You know, I
Exactly.
never understood
Compare
that.
what?
I never
I'm trying to
understood
compete
that.
with myself. Ain't that what Cardi B said?
That
I mean,
part.
I'm trying to compete with myself. I'm trying to make myself better.
Yes.
I'm
That's the
better
only
than I
person you
was
should ever be in
yesterday.
competition with is yourself.
Exactly.
That's the only person about
It
how try
is
to figure out how
because
to be better, a better person than you was yesterday. That's the
yes,
That's
only
Exactly.
it.
Because
person.
as a friend, you don't supposed to be in competition.
Nope.
You don't.
exactly.
That ain't even a friendship. Because
No.
why are we competing with each other? Because if that's the case, we supposed to be enemies.
We
We're supposed to
enemies.
be
Yeah.
winning together.
Right.
Exactly.
So if
Exactly.
you have that already in your mindset when we become friends, that means you're intentional with your hurt that you're gonna bring to me. That's
Exactly.
Hmm.
yeah, that's a
Exactly.
problem. So let me
Hmm.
ask
Yes,
you, lady,
ma'am.
something. Let me ask you, lady, something. Okay. So in setting boundaries with your friendships, what is your top three important boundaries that you set for your friendships, for yourself, or for them? Top three. What do you consider is your important boundaries in a friendship?
Me,
I'm
can
gonna
I
give
go
y'all
first?
mine. I'm gonna give y'all
Uh,
mine. So my three is my friend. I would hope would know that sometimes I need space.
Mm-hmm.
I need transparency, and I need great communication. And the
Mm-hmm.
reason I say communication and transparency because there's a difference in you being honest with me than being transparent with me. Like people don't sometimes, and we just had this discussion me and Javante did, but some people don't know the difference. Like, okay, so being honest and understanding for me is you just being straightforward, tell me what it is. Being transparent is you being detailed in what you're telling me so that I
yeah.
can understand and have clarification on what you need. And you can understand the way I'm communicating what I need. Being
Hmm.
detailed. Detail is being transparent.
Yes.
Because it's like if I go like I explained it to him, it's like if I'm going out with somebody, say I'm going to a house party, and you ask me, where you going? I'm going to a house party. Okay, I'm being honest to tell you I'm going to a house party. But I'm being transparent when I say I'm going to a house party, and you know there's going to be John, Chris, Alicia, and KK there. And I know you don't like KK, so I'm telling you
Right.
who I'm going to be
Hmm.
with. So I'm being
Yeah.
transparent, so you'll know beforehand that if you decide to go with me, you already know what's up
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
because I can't read that. What you saying?
Devontae
Yes,
said,
we
yes,
did have
we
that
did have that
conversation.
conversation. I told you, to me, being honest and transparent to me is the same thing. It's just being honest. It's just
Yeah.
being honest. I guess.
But it's
Mm-hmm.
not the same
But
thing.
no, it's not the same thing because, okay, like she said, you can say you're going here. And
And I bring
I'm
you
going to give
along.
you detailed. I'm giving you, hey, I'm giving you the address, whether you're going with me or not. I'm gonna look. I'm gonna be here at this time with this person. I'm gonna be here at this time with this person because that's giving you details just in case something may happen. You
Or
you
you go
you
with
know,
me,
even
and I
if
know you
Mm-hmm.
don't
don't care for
nothing
this
happen,
person.
you, yeah, yeah,
That
you
is a big difference.
protecting each other. Yeah, it's you just being past just being honest because
Yeah.
I can
Right.
you can ask me what
Because
I'm
you
doing
can
right
be
now. I'm
honest.
sitting in my
Yeah.
car talking to y'all on the podcast.
Yeah.
But no, I'm sitting outside my friend Val's house,
Mm-hmm.
my sister's house, and I'm on the podcast. You know what I'm saying? Like details
Yeah.
mean a lot to me.
It do mean a
Just
lot.
like you could
Very
be
different.
honest and saying
Mm-hmm.
like, say like for instance, okay, say like Vaughn didn't like me, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And y'all was having the podcast tonight. Okay, you saying, yeah, we having a podcast tonight. That's being honest. Y'all having the podcast tonight. Yes, y'all
Right.
having ladies night tonight. But y'all didn't tell him I was going to be on the podcast. So now I'm on the
Mm-hmm.
podcast and now he's looking. So y'all was being honest about having the podcast, but you weren't being transparent about me being there. So now it's a whole issue.
Right.
I'm sorry, Vaughn. I'm shorty logic. I'm sorry, but
Even though it's popping up your name.
Right.
I'm so
Right.
used to calling you that. I'm sorry, cuz. Okay, so shorty logic. But say that he didn't like me. So that's
Right.
not. I mean, that's not being. I mean, you was being honest, but you just wasn't being transparent. So it's a
Exactly.
difference in that. It is a
It is.
difference in that, and
It
I
is.
agree with them, cuz I agree with them.
It is for sure, especially with somebody you don't like. Because I might
Yeah.
have
Exactly.
somebody, my best friend might have a friend that I don't mess with. You understand what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So she invite both of us to this party, and she's like, "Oh, girl, I'm going to this party, woo, woo, woo." And I'm like,
Well,
"Oh shit, what's up? I want to roll. Come on."
right,
Then I get there, and this chick sitting here, I can't stand. Like, are you for real? Like you being funny?
Right.
And that could
Right.
be a whole nother situation because you should have been transparent. Let me know, hey, listen, I'm going to this party, but such and such asked me to go to this party. I'm rolling with her, and y'all don't really vibe. You know what I'm saying? So you might not want to go to this one. I
So
can't
I'm
do nothing
telling
but
you off
respect it.
top from the beginning, so it ain't no
right.
awkwardness
Right,
if you do go or whatever.
right,
Exactly.
right.
Exactly.
And
That's
It's
that's
true.
and
it's
that's
a
what that
difference.
is.
Right.
It's
And
a
that's the
difference.
meaning.
Right.
Because my sister hang with different people all the time. And she know I don't like nobody half the time. But guess what? If we going now, she gonna say, "Hey, Desiree, whoop de whoop going. I text this person. They supposed to
Mhm,
show up." That helps me
mhm.
clarify. Hey, we going out, but I gotta keep my antennas up because I don't know
Yep.
if you like me or you don't, and that's crazy because I've never had an enemy, but I have several evidently. You know,
Right. Okay. So since that's something to think about. Think about what is your important boundaries when you're, with your friendships. That's something to think about. But we're
Oh,
gonna
I
go
know
to
what
this video
mine
because
are.
we're gonna be wrapping this up soon. So we're gonna go ahead and
Okay.
go to the next video.
As
Mhm.
a woman, you have to be really careful when choosing your friends because a lot of women like the aesthetic of friends, but they do not value friendship. They don't even know what real friendship is. And when I tell you no idea, I mean have absolutely no idea. And when you're unaware of this, you'll think you have friends when you really just have people who don't mind having space fillers. Like you may be their friend, but they're not your friend. They'll use you to have a full table at their birthday parties. They'll have you out here spending your hard earned money and do not give a flip for you. Also, y'all can do that little boomerang passport thing that all the girls do when they get ready to leave the country. You'll be thinking you're out spending quality time with your friends. Whole time, they're only there so they can get a video for their stories on social media of y'all doing toast with shots or something. But where are those friends when life starts lifing? When you lose a parent, when you lose a job, when you're having financial hardship or going through a divorce or having problems with your children. I said all this to say be sure that the people you consider friends don't consider you a friend for aesthetic reasons, but in some way your life impacts their life. Because when people don't find value in you, they'll use you for the things they do find valuable. And in this day and age, social media, clout. So stop participating before you start evaluating what you really mean to these girls.
mic drop, and the mic drop, and the
Okay.
mic drop,
Mic drop.
Mic
I said
and
drop.
the
it.
mic drop.
Baby, she hit that on the head, baby.
Boy, I'm
Woo!
talking about, and then I just dropped it because I was
I'm
like,
telling
ain't nothing else you could
Listen,
really say
she did
behind
that.
that.
She did that thing. It reminded me of
She
something I was
did that
just
one.
reading about protecting personal well-being. I'm
Yep.
gonna read this real quick. It says
Okay.
blind loyalty can lead to condoning harmful behavior and enabling negative choices, which can impact our own mental and emotional health. So, with that being said,
Mhm.
we let these people come into our life. We, like you said earlier, we know these people mean us no good because you can feel it. You can feel it when it's your
Mhm.
turn to need them. You can feel it when it's your turn to have your birthday party. You
Yep.
can feel it when it's
Oh
your
yeah.
turn to be
Oh.
celebrated and
Oh.
they don't want to celebrate you. It's all about, well, no, I
Mm.
can't make it to that. I can't make it to this. But when they throw something, baby, you better be front and center. They blowing your phone up.
Right.
I'm
And you
Hey,
do
talking about,
make
and
it.
don't be late. Don't be late. If you
Now,
late,
why is Shorty
honey,
logic with the drop of the sound? See what I'm saying? You slipping, Shorty, because that should have been a bomb drop right there. What Miss Bless said. That you
yes.
are absolutely
Yeah, and guess
1,000%
what? And
correct.
don't be late. and make sure you have everything you said you gonna bring for that shit. But
Yeah,
soon you say you won't do this and you won't do that, it's something totally
yeah,
goddamn go different.
yeah.
One
Yeah.
thing I can say as a true friend, I've never missed Ebony's birthday. I've never missed Val's
We
birthday.
never miss each other's
And
birthday.
and every year, one thing I can say about Val, even when we're not in the same state, she does something for me for my birthday every year. Even when I'm like, sometimes I just be like, I don't want to go nowhere.
Val is a
Shit,
Virgo too.
I'm 44. I don't want to go out. But guess what? She having a Halloween party for me tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, my birthday was on the 15th, but I
Mhm.
appreciate it because there is like I went to Louisville. My kids threw me a birthday party. It didn't turn out the way it was a lot of fighting, arguing, and a lot of weird shit. But she has never made it to where she doesn't do nothing for me on any holiday, any birthday, even if it's the say happy birthday. That is a true friend.
It
Yeah.
You
is.
know what I'm
Every,
saying?
every
And
friend should
it's
bring
not
some type
that.
of purpose to your life. It doesn't have to be the same
Yeah,
purpose, but they should
yeah,
bring some type of purpose because I
Exactly.
believe, my personal opinion, I believe that when you have friendships and when you have relationships with people, that everybody is a garden, and all the gardens need to be nourished in some kind of way,
yes,
shape, or form. It needs to be nourished. It
exactly.
needs to be mended. Somebody got to do the plowing. And that's also what I have to offer you in a friendship as well. So that's why
Yeah,
I said, purposefully, when you have a friend, you're going to bring something to their life that they never experienced and it's something new. And if they accept them of it, great. But they also should be
exactly,
adding something in nourishing your garden too.
That's right. That's
exactly,
So, okay, let's go to
exactly.
the next video. I think we got maybe 2 videos left, and I know our time is running out. Let's go to the next video.
So when you set a boundary comes with a consequence. So if I say to you, my boundary is please do not yell at me. I don't like when you communicate with me and you raise your voice. If you yell at me, the consequence is I'm going to stop talking or communicating with you 100%. Like I'm not going to answer your phone calls anymore. I'm going to remove myself from this relationship. That's my consequence. And without that, then I just prefer you not to do that action. But without a consequence, that's not a boundary. I said, I've been having preferences all my life.
That's all I have is preferences. I don't have boundaries.
Because there were never consequences for it.
I'm gonna allow you to do something over and over again. But I haven't told you if you continue to do this, there would be a disconnect. I don't have that because it's a level of people pleasing.
I'm afraid that if I tell you what the consequence is, then you're going to be okay with my absence. And because I struggled with abandonment issues, I'm willing to put up with your action even though it's harming me.
That's
And
deep
she
right
said what
there.
she said.
Deep.
It's
That's
just deep.
that's deep right there, and that's something that we haven't touched. But yeah, the fact that some people are not willing to express themselves to their friend about their boundaries because they're afraid of them actually not giving a damn if they
Mm-hmm.
run their life.
Right.
That's deep right there.
But fear of
Yeah,
abandonment, being alone, and a lot of people probably do feel that way. They
Yeah,
probably do
yeah.
feel that way, and that's a very, very unhealthy relation.
It is because
It's
to
very,
want to even sit in that when you know this is hurting you, that's tough.
yeah,
That's tough.
and to deal
You
with
know?
it just for the fear of not having that friend anymore.
Yeah.
Well, it goes back to
That's fair.
codependency. You're just gonna deal with anything and accept anything. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
And some people do. Some people just deal with
Mhm.
anything and accept anything. And
Yeah,
that's not right. That goes back to the boundaries. That's why you
and
need to set boundaries so you won't just accept anything and deal with anything.
And some things I feel like with some things when it comes to friends, you shouldn't have to express it. If you're a true friend, they know, they see it
they
on you,
should
they
know.
feel it on you, so they should be able to be your friend enough to say, hey, what I'm doing is not right, or what they're doing is not right to you because I understand, I know you, I know how you are as a person. That's not right. You don't deserve
Right.
that. Another friend's gonna say that. So okay, let's go to the next one.
Stay away from people who act like a victim in a problem that they created. There are people like that in the world, or some of you obviously know some of them. But they act like a victim in a problem that they created. That's gaslighting. There are people that do that. My antidote to that is this. Spend more time with people with whom you have a common future instead of a common past.
Yeah.
A sense to me.
Yeah. Too
So much
much
sense to
sense.
me.
It comes
That
with
is so
Because you can
true.
grow out of people. You can grow out of any
and it's
That
ship.
part
You
right
can
okay.
grow
there.
out of it.
That part
We
right
need
there.
to know what the future is. We might have a past, but at some point, God wanted us to. What we just say at that other podcast. Some people are there for a season. Some people are there for a reason. And some people are there for a lifetime, baby.
Yeah.
Hey, I want the ones that's gonna be there for a lifetime. If you
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
here to teach me a lesson, that's what that's supposed to be in, and I don't supposed to drag it out any further than what it's supposed to be.
That's right.
Honey, that one right there, baby.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes we
Just
hold on
did
to
something to my soul,
God
baby.
us away from.
You said what, Miss Blair?
I said sometimes we hold on to the very thing that God's pulling us away from. We find reasons
Exactly.
to
Exactly.
hold on to it. We
Yes,
find reasons to
ma'am.
hold on to it.
Yes,
Even though
ma'am.
it's just like a
Yeah.
damn bee. You see the bee and he's buzzing around your head and you know he's gonna sting you if you just keep sitting there, but you're like, well, maybe he won't sting me this time. Maybe if I just
And
slide
some
over
people been
this way.
stung so much they don't even know how it feels to not be stung.
Exactly.
They used to the thing like
Yeah.
that don't hurt. Yeah,
Immune. They're
what?
immune to it. It's
I'm
immune.
allergic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
it is.
allergic. Don't sting me, baby. I'm allergic.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh, I feel
You
like
gonna have to have an
everybody has a
EpiPen, boo.
friend. Yeah,
I
everybody. I
think,
feel like everybody has a friend that
Not
we
the
all probably grew up
EpiPen.
with or something. We
yeah.
probably all have
And
friends
that's
that we grew
sad.
up
We got
close
Hold
family
to.
on.
members out here the same way.
Hold
We
Mhm.
on.
have
What'd you say? What'd you say, Miss Bless?
I said I feel like we all have friends that we probably grew up with and used to vibe with and do things with, and then you notice they start moving different and shifting differently. So you just have
hmm
to. If I can't change the people around me,
change
I
the
change
people
the
around me.
people around me. So at the
Yep.
end of the
Absolutely.
day, I back the hell off and I let you do you. I'm not hating you. I still got love for you. I want you to have the best life you
hmm
can have and be the best you can be. But you
Mm-hmm.
won't be the best you can be with me no more.
Yeah.
Amen to
I got
that.
to go.
Exactly.
I
And
got to go.
that also comes with understanding that it's not good to have expectation of other people. The only person you should have
Mhm.
expectations of is yourself because
It's
that's what you
yourself.
choose to do. But
Exactly.
having expectations of other people means you're already putting them to you trying to place them to be in a mindset that you are in where they're not ready. They may
That's
not
right.
be
Yeah.
ready. They may because we have a problem even as friends as sisters.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we can be so close knit with each other that we don't even realize we're starting to put them on a pedestal that they're not even putting themselves on. That's in
Exactly.
relationships and
Mhm.
friendships and sisterhood and
Exactly.
brotherhoods and everything. And we can't not do that because when you're putting a person on a pedestal, that means you're putting them even higher than yourself.
Right.
Yep.
Exactly.
Right. Right. It's true.
Exactly.
That's true. And you can't expect
And
people to be the type of person you are. Because if you're
and
a
the only
good
person will
person
be
and you
hurt
have a
where
good
they're
heart,
not is you.
and that's it.
Yep.
And that's
Yeah.
But
it.
you put them there. You
That's
know?
it.
We all
And then
we all different.
yeah, and I feel
We
like we
all
expect
handle stuff a
people.
different way.
Yeah, but when
Yeah.
you call yourself somebody's best friend, I feel like you expect them to have the same qualities as
Okay.
you. Oh, I'm a good person. I'm
You
a be there for you. I'm a this. I'm a that. And then it's like
yeah.
when it comes time for, like I said, for them to be there for you, it's like, damn, did I miss something? Was
Nah,
I not there for
you thought
this?
they had
Or
a
was
case.
I not there? You know
You
what I'm
thought
saying?
they had a case. You thought they like you said, you thought they was you and your personality and how you would
Exactly.
treat your friend. And
Respecting
we
me.
have a lot of people out here
Right.
that are really our friends, but they don't know how to go about being having a friend. I know there is people out here that done went through friendships like they go through relationships and not know, hey, this person was truly my friend until you cut them off
That's right.
and allow them to go out and venture out and do what it is,
Mhm.
whatever they looking for, and then they double back. But then when you double back, I've never been that person. I'm not gonna be in the same relationship twice.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be in the same
I'm
any
gonna tell
ship
you
twice.
straight up.
Mm.
It's like this: if you pick up a stray, take it to the vet. Find out what the DNA is on that stray you picked up, because you can't
Make
pick up every stray off the street.
That's true.
make
It's
sure they got
simple as that.
shots and everything, because if they bite you, it could be lethal. Okay.
That's right.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
we got
true.
one more video, and then we're gonna be closing out.
You know what's
Okay.
truly heartbreaking is when you take a step back and you start to assess things and break things down completely and remove the blindfolds, only to realize that some people don't genuinely love you the way you have convinced yourself that they do. They only love the way you go out of your way for them. They only love the way how you sacrifice for them. They only love the way you consider them because it boosts their ego. They don't put in any effort themselves. The problem is that many of us aren't blind to how people treat us or what they do to us. We voluntarily cover our own eyes, blinded by our own love, hoping that the love we give, they will want to give it back to us. The love we give and the so-called love they give back simply doesn't match. You can't expect them to do how you do.
That's
Yeah.
damn near what I was just saying. I'm just
Exactly.
listen,
Exactly. Yes, ma'am. Bless.
and that
Baby,
shit is real. It's
okay,
real,
it is.
and it's
But
so
sometimes we do that.
He
yes,
said everything that we have been talking about on this platform tonight. He said it all right, and that's why I was trying to get to that video because he said it all right there, and it's
yes, he
it's
did.
insane because when I seen that video, when he said sometimes we cover our own
We
eyes.
cover our own
He
eyes.
is so right because for
Yes.
so long I accepted these particular type of friends into so-called friends
Yeah.
into my world, thinking that I
Mhm.
would receive the love that I give because I am big on having that return to me, especially
Mm-hmm.
when I'm giving my
Mhm.
all, and to find out
Yes.
that you ain't even capable of even doing that for me, and I would do it for you, crushed me.
Not even a percentage.
Not even none of that.
No,
Even
Not
a
you. Not
percentage.
it
No.
ain't been reciprocated at all,
yeah.
baby.
Right.
And that is crazy.
And I
That's
know
crazy
it.
work.
You know what? And I
Yeah.
know it. But like you said, I put the blindfolds over my own damn
That's
eyes.
right. That's right.
Mhm.
I
We
had to
all
learn
But
that.
human.
just to have that friendship, we not
Yeah.
looking at, hey, we need, like I said in the other podcast, you surround yourself around people that want the same thing as
Yeah.
you. That's
Right.
whether in a friendship, it could be in at work.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to be the GM, but I'm not about to associate myself
Yeah.
with the lead, with the shield, with the I want to
Mm-hmm.
be over the store, so I'm gonna hang with somebody who got that knowledge. I'm gonna hang around
Right.
another general manager. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna put that forward because no, if people are not your friends in general, because as a genuine friend, I feel like the love that I have for my friends, there's no fucking comparison. I'm going,
Mm-hmm.
hey, ask Ebony how many times, well, I'm pulling up. Boom. What we
Yeah.
doing?
Because
What are
sometimes
we
we're more
doing here?
unconditional with friendships than we are with relationships.
But
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about my old man be mad. Bitch, where we going? We gonna go fight. What? Hey, my friend is going through this. That's what we about ready to do. And if you don't want to go keep your ass at home because that's what I'm going to go do, regardless. For real, like I go hard for my friendship, especially when I know what kind of person you are. I know what kind of love you brought to the table. I know what I can come and cry on your shoulder, even when we crying together and we going through our own thing together. That's what kind of friend I am.
Right.
And I'm glad I seen. Well, I'm glad that I was in tonight when it's nice because it made me really learn a lot of stuff. Like I go
Yeah,
hard for people that don't go hard for me.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I'm
It's an
talking
eye
about
opener.
not even
I
a
really
bit.
enjoyed this topic. I really did. I enjoyed this topic.
Yes, I
So
love it.
we're going to
I
close out,
love it.
but I'm going to give each one of you ladies to give a little bit of information, a little nourishment of what you learned as far as with friendships that you have experienced and stuff. What would you leave somebody who was watching this show tonight to let them know or give them a little encouragement on what they should look for, what they should not look for, or whatever when it comes down to a real friendship and boundaries?
But what you should look for is if the fact that they show up. If
Hmm.
they show up, then you know that they're going to be there when you need them. The things that you shouldn't look for, you shouldn't look for them to be there every day. Everybody has their own personal life going on, their own personal life situations. So respect them and know that they're not going to be there every day. Yep.
What you got, Miss Bless?
I feel like when you're looking for a friend, try to find someone genuine, and I know that can be hard to do because you really don't know. Like we said earlier, they come with their representative first.
Yeah.
But I feel like if anything happens in your life and these people aren't there for you, they don't check on you, and they're only for themselves. It's a lot of things you have to look for. You have to actually look for like, will they answer? Is this the type of person you think will answer your call if something went down? If you ran out of gas on the side of the road, will this person try to get that for you? If you call a friend and just say, "Hey, listen, I can't get to work this week. I need five," test them, even if you don't need it. I need $5 to get to work this week. And you can get that. In my personal opinion, I'd be like, damn, $5, that ain't shit. I'm seeing 20. If I'm really your friend and I give a damn, I give a damn about you, I'm gonna do that type of thing. So it's little things you can do like that just to see if this person's genuine. Especially if it's someone you put your all into, or even if you're not putting your all into it, it's somebody that you're giving the respect to listen to them and try to be loyal as a friend. Because me personally, I done had all kind of situations where I done been loyal. I'm the gatekeeper. I'm the secret keeper. I've got all kind of secrets I ain't never let loose. But it just
Yeah.
seems like some friends can't wait to tell your shit. So
Yep.
That's
you
right.
you should never speak on
All right,
nothing. I
Miss
don't want them
Dreddy.
to speak under you. You know. So
Huh?
I just really feel like get somebody that's genuine. That's my whole
Right.
thing. That has a streak of loyalty in them, and somebody that's not all for themselves. Somebody who really gives a damn about you. That's all I can tell you.
What you
Right.
got, Miss Busy?
Um, I just feel like let me get it out because it's emotional. Um, I want to say that nowadays people do not know what a genuine friend is. I feel like you have soul ties with certain people. And if you don't feel that way about that person, I'm not saying don't be their friend. I'm saying you have to put them in a category where your boundaries need to be set. And with that being said, I feel like anybody that God has blessed to be a part of my life that I know I can call it anytime, any day, just with any kind of bull crap.
Mm-hmm.
I have friends that everybody know about a certain person, but I can still call them and vent to them about my problems and make sure that while you're showing up, you make sure your friends are showing up too. Because if we gonna go back, we gonna go to back together. We gonna play it on the same team.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I just feel like, and if you do not have nobody to reach out to that you feel like is your real friend, sometimes it's hard to go to other people that you may think is snaking you. And them is really going to be your real friends. The ones that ask about you every day. What you going through? How you doing? Sometimes it's okay to try to put in that application as friends. You know what I'm saying? Accept that application for a little bit. Figure out where they coming from. Because everybody does need a real friend.
Mm-hmm.
And some at me, I'm in kind of like a bubble because I only deal with certain people. But I think it is okay for me to be friendly or do the accept applications as somebody to be my friend. Even if I didn't have friends, there's a lot of people out here that don't have friends. They don't have genuine fucking family members. They just feel like you alone. You're not alone. You are not alone. I go to work. I go in the house.
What I'm gonna leave people with is that the first thing I feel like when you're looking for a friend, look for their imperfection because their imperfections is what's going to perfect how they are as a friend to you. So find somebody who's going to nourish your garden like you nourish theirs, who's going to mend it like you would mend theirs. If you have those similar traits, I don't believe, me personally, I don't believe you have to talk to your friend every single day. But
Right.
when it's time to show up, they're going to show up and you'll know.
Mm-hmm.
So
Hell yeah.
we want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight to the Ladies Night podcast on the Shorty Logic podcast. We enjoyed you. We are back. We're going to be having topics and conversations like this
Man.
all the time. So make sure y'all tune in Wednesday night, same time, 8 p.m. Eastern time and 7 p.m. Central time. And we out of here.
And we live.